I started with 2.5. I had my first race when I was 3. It was actually a supercross race. Like, I was indoors with a tiny track and whatnot. But yeah, I started like that, and it was, I don't know, it just, the path was luckily laid for me that way.
Yeah.
Wow.
How, I remember a couple, or I don't know, maybe last year sometime, Bierman was out there filming a project where your test track is. How was it hitting that big ass jump that he towed you in on?
I honestly, like, I feel like I go through phases throughout my career where, like, you're in tune with your bike, you're play riding, whatever, and it becomes a little bit more natural and it's fun. But then there's also times where I'm like, fuck that, I would not be jumping that thing, you know? Like,
That's one of those jumps.
that's one of those jumps because there is no room for error and the consequences are just insanely big, right? But I don't know, I was just feeling really good, and obviously they build that full freeride track out there, and then that big one, and it came super, like, I wasn't planning. I'm like, oh, I may come out later on and go hit it. My whole team was there. My dad
You were
was
there testing, right?
Yeah. My whole team was there. My dad was there, and I'm looking at the jump, and it thing's fucking huge.
So it was like 150, 160?
Yeah, like in between 150 to 160. Yeah, probably 160 to where you want to land.
Straight double, not
Straight
a tabletop,
double.
like a double.
Yeah, and so I'm going over there, and they had a massive loader there. Like, the thing was huge, and it made it look tiny compared to the jump. And video never does its justice, really. But I came over there, and I was looking around, and you would think that my dad may go like, hey son, like, maybe not, we're racing and whatnot, but no, he was like, he had his phone out and he was filming it, you know what I mean? I'm like,
he's like, my kid's gonna jump this
you're
jump
a
right
sicko,
now.
dude. Like, I really probably shouldn't have done that.
I love it.
And then we were right at the run-in right there, and I told him, I'm like, hey, like, let's, you go ahead, I'll go behind you. I just want to get a feel for the speed, but
Take
like
a speed check.
I'm not gonna like jump it.
You didn't plan on jumping it.
I didn't plan on jumping it, but I was right behind him, and I just went for it. It's just one of those things. Like, I started, and I kind of like looked ahead because I don't want to be like right in front of me and then all of a sudden take off. I kind of like looked ahead, and I'm like, all right.
We're going.
Yeah, and then I went for it, and obviously I went a little bit short. It was a little bit too short for my liking. In the air, I was like, when you get that, the eyes get big and you're like breathing, you're like, oh shit.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. And anyway, I landed and it was fine, all good, but I actually ended up bending the freaking bearings in my frame up top, like where the triple clamp is. Yeah. And I ended up going back and jumping it like 2-3 more times. I'm like, I need to make this thing clean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what a crazy, because I don't think anybody really thought I was going to jump it, you know what I mean? But it's just one of those things, like, I was feeling it and wanted to do it, and afterwards you have that rush of all kinds of emotions and feeling,
so much
adrenaline, happiness. Like, you know how it is, us racers, we race, and we have a pretty busy schedule, and the play riding kind of gets put on back burner sometimes.
Yeah, you don't want to get hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
To
so
go do
for
your
us,
job.
jumping these odd jumps is weird because we're not used to hitting this freaking massive ski takeoff at third gear wide, you know what I mean?